Today we're checking out s.h.monsterarts Kong and Godzilla based on 2021's blockbuster Godzilla vs. Kong. First, let's check out Kong. Interestingly, Kong's sculpt is based on his skeleton and not the CGI. Kong was sculpted by animal sculptor Shinzen Takeuchi. Without further ado, let's get these unboxed. Kong stands 5.7 inches tall. One look at Kong and you'll instantly notice his fantastic sculpt. Is it 100% movie accurate? By no means, but it features fantastic fur details, a detailed facial sculpt, and even film-accurate battle scars from the movie. The paint is actually quite nicely varied. Kong's articulation is actually pretty good, allowing for a variety of dynamic poses. He can look up and somewhat down, as well as left and right. Kong's arms rotate forward and back, as well as swivel outward. His biceps have limited rotation. His elbows feel somewhat tight. There's also forearm rotation. His wrists rotate. Kong swivels side to side at the upper torso as well as up and down. Note that as you turn him, the centerpiece can become dislodged, so you simply have to put it back in place. His waist has stiff movement. Kong's legs move forward and back, as well as outward. There's thigh rotation, knee bend, and foot movement up and down as well as side to side. His hyper-articulation allows for creating a wide array of poses from the movie. Something worth noting is that while moving him, certain parts like his forearm and feet break off relatively easily. Now let's talk accessories. Kong comes bundled with an alternate roaring head sculpt. I absolutely love the expressiveness of this roaring face sculpt. I love that the pieces are relatively easy to pop off and on, and they don't just fall off. It's a great complement to the default closed mouth sculpt. He also comes with 3 pairs of hands. One pair of hands can hold Kong's mighty battle axe. While it's not movie accurate with the blue paint, the axe actually looks pretty good. For your reference, here's a look at the s.h.monsterarts Kong and Godzilla figures. While Kong is not 100% movie accurate, they've done an amazing job with his sculpt and articulation, not to mention he looks absolutely stunning in person. Comes bundled with just about everything you'd expect, including his battle axe and a fantastic second roaring head sculpt. Although some joints can be a little stiff and some parts come apart easily, it's a worthy addition to your GVK collection. So what do you think of s.h.monsterarts Kong 2021? Now let's take a look at s.h.monsterarts Godzilla, inspired by 2021's Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla was sculpted by Yuki Sakai based on film data. Let's get him unboxed. Standing 6.3 inches tall, Godzilla's sculpt looks amazing. Based on the CGI model from the movie, it appears to be movie accurate, capturing tons of amazing details at this scale. Check out that impressive face sculpt, incredible textured skin detailing, and his signature dorsal plates. For the most part, the paint also looks to be true to film. For instance, check out the paint variation on his chest and on his dorsal fins extending all the way through to his tail. Very nicely executed. Check out that metallic blue paint in his mouth. While not movie accurate, it sure does look cool and gives him a distinctive look. Let's talk articulation. Godzilla's head moves all around smoothly. It can even look all the way up like in the movie. His mouth opens but doesn't close shut because of his tongue. The neck feels a bit stiff. His arms are on ball joints with limited outward movement. He has an elbow joint and it swivels too. There's forearm rotation. His wrists move and swivel too. He can do an ab crunch and rock side to side. At the waist, he moves forward and backward, side to side, with some twisting action. His legs have ball joints. They can also move up and down, as well as outward. There's knee bend with some rotation. There's a ball-jointed calf. His feet move up and down, as well as swivel side to side. His tail has pretty decent articulation, although it does feel a bit stiff. A huge plus is that unlike Kong, Godzilla doesn't have parts that easily fall apart. As for accessories, s.h.ma Godzilla only comes bundled with the second pair of hands. These can be interchanged fairly easily by popping them off and on. Sadly, this Godzilla doesn't come with his atomic breath. Seems like a missed opportunity. Final thoughts? Godzilla's a solid-looking figure with a fantastic sculpt and good articulation. You get good bang for the buck with amazing attention to detail. Quite frankly, the biggest downside is that it lacks an atomic breath accessory. Is it a deal breaker? No, but it would certainly have added to the overall package value. I honestly think this was a missed opportunity. Still, Godzilla vs. Kong fans will likely want to add this bad boy to their collection. Here's a look at s.h.monsterarts Godzilla and Kong. That's a wrap. What do you think of s.h.monsterarts Godzilla 2021?